A major breakthrough has emerged from the Middle East. President Trump has signed a preliminary agreement with Iran aimed at ending the war that has gripped the region for more than 3 months and reopening the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical oil trade routes. The deal was signed late Wednesday during a dinner with French President Emmanuel Macron at the Palace of Versailles, on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Evian-les-Bains, France. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian signed the memorandum separately, with Iranian state media releasing an image of him holding the document. This conflict began on February 28th, when the United States and Israel launched military action against Iran. The war sent shockwaves through the global economy, driving up oil prices and pushing American inflation to some of its highest levels in years. At the center of the disruption was the Strait of Hormuz, through which roughly 20% of the world's oil supply normally passes. Iran effectively shut down the waterway after the war began, while the U.S. responded with a naval blockade. Under the new agreement, the Strait of Hormuz is set to reopen, with Iran agreeing to allow commercial vessels safe passage at no charge for the first 60 days. After that period, Iran is expected to begin talks with Oman over the long-term management of the route. Both sides have also agreed to a 60-day window of further negotiations toward what officials are calling a final deal. In the framework, Iran has committed to not building a nuclear weapon, while the United States says it's prepared to lift decades of sanctions, potentially opening the door for Iran to rebuild its economy. However, several major issues remain unresolved. The fate of Iran's existing nuclear program and its uranium stockpile have been pushed to future negotiations. Israeli officials have also said their forces will remain in southern Lebanon for now, despite Iran pushing for a ceasefire there as part of the broader deal. Speaking at a press conference following the G7 summit, Trump defended the agreement, saying continued bombing could have gone on for weeks or even years without success, and that the deal was necessary to prevent a deeper economic crisis. He also said the U.S. would consider military action again if Iran fails to honor the terms. The deal has drawn mixed reactions. World leaders at the G7 summit voiced their support, calling it a step toward preventing Iran from ever acquiring a nuclear weapon. But critics in the U.S., including some members of Trump's own party, argue the agreement secures less than the 2015 nuclear deal negotiated under the Obama administration. Iran's parliament speaker, meanwhile, has framed the outcome as a win for Tehran, saying it reflects America's failure to achieve its original war goals. Adding to the political backdrop, a new NPR poll shows Trump's approval rating has fallen to a record low. For now, the ceasefire holds, and the path toward a permanent resolution remains a work in progress, with both sides set to return to the negotiating table in the coming weeks.